Hi, this is Tracey from Mindless Crafting, and today we're going to be making these vintage flower girls. I think they turned out absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to take these vintage digitals and I wanted to make it really pop by putting a flower behind it. So this is what we're going to be working on. Look how gorgeous that is. And I added a little bit of dimension to that one. So let's get started. So to create this flower behind this, we have a free digital that's available on our website. Yep, it's free. And it's the Petal Flower Digital. And so you can go on our site and locate it, our mindlesscrafting.com website. And I normally, when I do my digitals, I like to print more than one size so I can use it on different things. So for this one, this is the size that I did. And just so that you can see about what size it is. It's about the longest length on there, about 3.5. About 3.5 inches, okay? So just so you know. And so we're going to color this in. And that size is perfect because I wanted them to really like stand out on the back of that. And some of them I put off to the side. Some of them I kind of centered. So that's what we're going to be working on. And then I took another digital, and this is the Men and Women's Vintage. So these images are from the Men and Women's Vintage digital. And so all I did was I cut out, it's the vintage tag. So all I did is I cut right around each image. So I just fussy cut right around here just to separate it from the tag. And super easy to do. Just cutting around the tag. So I'm isolating that image to add to the flower. So that's how I get that effect on these. To separate them and then pop them on there. And it looks so pretty. It's going to look so fabulous on a card or even a journal. And then you can color your flowers whatever color you want. Some of them I just went with a bright color. And others I just kind of went with a soft vintagey color. If that's a word, vintagey. Okay, so that looks good to me. I might leave that little border. Let me cut that down. Just on this side here. Yeah, I'll cut that off. But you can choose to leave it on if you want. And so with that vintage, that Men and Women Vintage tags, we've got several different images. So these are more that I'm going to be cutting away and adding to my flower, but I really wanted y'all to see this. So she's going to look really pretty on this. Even if we left this flower, this is actually an off-white cardstock that I printed these out on. So even if I left it just like this, look how pretty that looks. But I'm going to add some color to it because I do want to use some color on these. And let's go with a, let's go with like an orange color. This is a marigold, so let's go ahead with the marigold. And these flowers are so much fun. It's called a petal flower. Don't ask me what type of flower it is, but all I named it was petal flower. And I absolutely love this flower. So fun and easy to color in. It already has the shading done for you already. So that shading is like the icing on the cake. And you can go with more than one color on these if you want. So some of them I did do more than one color, like this one right here. Okay, so you can do more than one color. So I am using my Adaxi alcohol markers on this. And y'all might hear my big dog in the background moving around. So if you do hear a strange noise, it's the noises of the household, right? Look how pretty that looks already. Look at that. Okay, so just going around the edge here. And you could either color two of these. You can color a large one, color a small one, and then you could layer it. So you can take this and put it right in the center, just giving you an idea. And you see, look how the dark's already. So it highlights it for you already. So all you do is just color it in. So nothing fancy on this coloring, just because it's already shaded. So now if I wanted to take a lighter color, I can take a lighter color and do the outside. So I don't know where I'm going to put her yet, so I'm coloring in the whole thing. So I could either put her like right here and cover that up, but I know I'm going to put her like slightly off to the side. And look how pretty that looks already. So artsy. Okay, so I'm going to grab another marker. Let's see. I think this one is called Fruit Pink. So let's see if this is the one I want to use. I just got to make sure. Nope, that's not the one. That's a little bit too light for me. So I always kind of like to color off to the side first. I think it's this dark yellow that I want to use. Okay, so let's go in over here with the dark yellow. Yep, this is the one. And so it has more than one tone to this flower. So you can get really, really creative with this. So this color is the same color I used on this one. And on this one too. This one I colored a very light shade on this one. And then I went in and outlined it using this dark yellow. So that's dark yellow on the outside. And you see that white around the edges? I may go back and just kind of color that in so it's not that white. Or I could always go ahead and distress the edges. So just another thing that you can do. So it's all about just giving you ideas and inspiration. I know the wheels are probably already turning and you're already like, oh my goodness, I can do this. And then it just adds such a big impact to an image that's not as vibrant, which is fine because that's how vintage images usually are. But that, look how that looks so pretty, even with that next color on there. So I'm going to go around the outside with this color. I'll just do all of the remaining flower petals in this dark yellow. So I'll color a few more of these and then I will go ahead and cut it out and then show you what it looks like. But you're going to want to color so many of these. You can use them, really add, even if you wanted to use this as a single image on a card, it would be perfect. So yeah, go ahead and download your freebie. And I will leave the link also for you to our website. And if you haven't gotten to Vintage Men and Women, I'll also leave the link for that too, because that's a very popular one right now. Oh my goodness, look how pretty that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring this in. and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like cut out. Okay, so this is what it looks like colored in, and right around the edge there, you see that white? You could actually distress that. So I didn't cut close to the edge, but you can take some distress ink to help with that. And look how pretty that little outline looks. Really good. Let's see, I'm going to move these out of the way because it looks like it wants to focus on those faces, right? Okay, so let's do this. Just around the edges here. Okay, so look how pretty that looks. And you can go in even more too. Ooh, I may have to do these, go back and do the other ones like this. Look at that. Then I'm going to take her, I may as well just go around the edge with her too. Right around her afro. Ooh, these look so pretty. And that's what it looks like. Okay, so now I don't want her to lay flat on here. To me, it looks better when it's just coming off of the paper to add dimension. So I always like to add dimension to my images. So let me just go ahead and cut a few pieces. So let's turn that over, and I think I'm going to have her off to the right for this one. Let's see. I do want that orange to really stand out there. And this is going to look so pretty on a card or a journal. And you can make a ton of these. So make a really unique birthday card too. Let's see, maybe right across there. Oh, I'm going to leave that one stuck on because once I add it to a card, like if I decide to add it to a card later on, it won't be sticky. Okay, so I want her to come off of this and just kind of like, I could do it like this too. That looks pretty too. I want her off to the side. Just right there. And look how pretty that looks. And then I took some gems. You can use some of the gems and whatever you have in your stash to kind of add to this. And this actually is almost a perfect match. So I'm going to put that in her, on her earring. And do another one in her hair. That will look pretty. And it just ties in the color. Oh, let's put that there. Just ties the color in perfectly. And if you want to put some sparkly stuff on there, you can, like a real sparkly gem. So look how pretty that looks. Gorgeous. Look at that one. And that one needs to be distressed too. I think it'll look pretty distressed around there. Yep. Things you find out when you're recording, right? Beautiful. That way I can get rid of that white on there, the white outline. So just giving y'all some ideas. And I know right now, some of you, the wheels are turning. But I thought to myself, I gotta try this. And sure enough, it looks even more beautiful than I imagined. Okay, something else you can do is you can cut that flower away. So let me just show you with this. So right around here, I colored it in, okay? I colored in the center part, and then I colored that green in, and then I went again in yellow around the area, the outside. And then what I did was I cut just the yellow part out that was in the center. I found like a point that looked like it would be good, and then I cut those out. And then once I cut that flower out, I added it on here to add dimension. Okay, so this has a backing already. I had to actually double cut, but you see how that dimension is there? That's how I got that to really pop. And that looks beautiful. And then here's the pink one. And I added sequins on this one. Look how pretty that looks. Look how pretty. So let's do another one. I'm going to do I think I'm going to do something in one of my favorite green colors. I'm going to use a different brand of marker. This is the Master's Touch. This is a pale green. I think this is the one. Let's see. Nope, it's this one right here. It's the Vivid Green. Okay, and I am going to go ahead and color this one in. And we're going to add, let's see. We're going to take her and I'm going to cut her out. And you can cut out whatever part of the image you want to. So it's up to you whether you want to go really close in. I did the close in effect because I thought I just want to isolate her and her hair, basically. So if I want to go all the way in and cut here, I can, but I love these little wisps of flowers coming out of her hair. And so I'm going to cut those. I'll cut that one. The other one I'll leave alone right here. So you can pick and choose what you want to cut out. And then she has another flower right here. So I'll get a little bit of that also. Just want y'all to see this whole process. And I could sit all day and make these. They're so fun. And then I have something to put on a card if I want to make a quick card for someone. And every time I record, it never fails. Something comes by, a plane flies overhead. Okay, so let's go ahead and distress her before we do our flower. little bit to get those white edges. And around that flower in her hair, it'll stand out so much better. And you see how she looks? Look how she looks on the flower without even doing much to it. But I'm going to do the green on this one. Just turn it this way so I can really isolate it. And this entire flower is going to be green. Because it's okay to have a green flower, right? And for some reason, I never use my broad end. I don't know what it is, but I like to color using the pointed end of my marker. And this is a Master's Touch marker, alcohol as well, alcohol marker. And I know many of you love to see my coloring in the video, so just leaving it in there. Hopefully this is giving you some ideas and inspiration. And when I do my my digitals, I make sure I create a folder to put these in. So all the freebie images actually have a folder. So you want to make sure when you're doing these digitals, so you can go back and find them, make sure that you're creating a folder for these. And we do lots of free digitals also on our website, so you can sign up to have them delivered to your inbox, your email, when we release them. Beautiful. I like to, sometimes I can't wait, so I just want to like, but I love the way she's not, like her color is not bright, and then you have this burst of color just coming out. So I am loving that. So one of the things I love to do is color. It's calming and it's therapeutic and all of that. Even hearing the marker hit the paper is therapeutic for me. I don't know if anyone else feels that way too, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't realize I don't have the TV on or anything. No music, nothing. Just a girl in her craft room. Sometimes even if the rain is, it's perfect when I can hear rain outside too. I love it. Of course, it's not raining today, but boy, I love the way the rain sounds when I'm in my craft room. Okay, that's coming out so pretty. Look how bright that is. little bit more to do. Just turning my paper here. And then I won't let you watch me fussy cut, which is another therapeutic thing I like to do. And I think I'm going to distress the edges of this in brown once I cut it out. Almost done. Okay, so that's what it looks like. How pretty is that? See, I could get even more shadowy. See that? So you can cut this out too. You can cut a certain area out here of the green and you can layer it, or you can color these green also and layer this on top of this. Some of the smaller flowers on top of the larger one. Because this would actually make a nice centerpiece for this if you wanted to do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and then we'll come back and put everything together. Okay, so look how gorgeous that looks with that green, and I distressed the edges using my vintage photo ink, and we're going to put her right about, let's see, turn it that way, put her right about there. So I need to add some mounting tape on to her, and I got some green gems because I'm going to fill in some green just along her crown there. All right, she's got like a crown of gems. So I don't want to go too far down. I'll leave that one with mounting tape, and then I'll just put another one right here. And I think that should do it. Yep. These are so fun to make. Oh, let's leave that one on. And I just want to give her a little bit of an outline there. And then I could put some sparkly green gems. This is like the fun part for me. I like doing like stuff like this where I can just add something else to it. And this is actually perfect. Now those are two stuck together. And I think these are going to look so pretty. Sometimes it's just the little details. Just adding one extra, taking the time to add one extra thing that really makes the difference. I'll take a couple of these out. I've been known to spill the little gems sometimes, so if you see me being extra careful, I've spilled a whole I mean, it must have been like thousands of sequins. And it was on carpet, so you know. So I had to quickly clean them up so the dog wouldn't get to them. Just add that little bit of green there. Straighten that out a little bit. You see, just add just a subtle, not a whole lot, right? And that makes a difference. Move that over just a little bit. Look how pretty that looks. Just a tiny bit, so it's still drying. And you can add these. You can add like, oh, someone sent me butterflies in Happy Mail, so I wanted to show you how I can add a butterfly onto this, right? You can add a butterfly. So get your Happy Mail out, and I can add a sparkly butterfly to these. To add something else. So that's just another idea. But if you wanted to add this onto a card, let me just show you what these look like, right? So imagine if I had a card, black card base, and maybe something like this. Look how pretty. I would probably distress this around the edges. But look how that just really stands out, like really vibrant. Okay, so if I took this away and just put it on the black, that's what it looks like. It still looks gorgeous. All right, let me show you what this looks like. Look how pretty. If I take this and add it on here, or you can use some vintage paper, look how pretty that looks. Just trying to give you an idea of what it might look like. You can make a bunch of card toppers, and then when you're ready to put everything together, you can. Gorgeous. Let's see. Out. Right on the black. How pretty is that? Beautiful. And let's see, because I have something I think would look really pretty. So you see how this is right here? You could actually cut out another image if you want. But look how pretty that looks. Now you've got that. And I'd probably cut this down just a little bit. Oh, no, it looks good like that. Look how pretty that looks. Oh. I gotta find out if I have more of this paper. That looks gorgeous. Now you can, if you don't want to put a sentiment on it yet, you don't have to. We do have some curved sentiments from one of our other stamp sets. It's the ladies stamp set, and it's got some curved sentiments that would be really pretty with this. And then I've got her that I had cut out also. Look at that. Using that same paper. So it's almost like giving a burst of color on a very neutral, muted kind of background. That's what that would look like. And let's try her, see if she fits on here. She would fit too. And I like when it comes off. You see how it comes right onto the card base there. Look how pretty that looks. And then you can add in a butterfly or two. Get out your sparkly stuff and really just think of it as artwork. So I hope this gave you a few ideas, a little bit of inspiration. If you already have this particular, the men and women vintage, this is just another idea that you can do with these. But absolutely beautiful. I think I'm going to add some butterflies onto these. I think I have a couple of them that my crafty friend Jill sent me in Happy Mail. So I hope this was helpful to you. I always love coming up with new ideas, but I love doing like embellishments, building a card. Work on the embellishment first and then move on to the next thing and then building it out. So I will put the link to where you can get everything, including that petal flower, which is free on our Mindless Crafting website. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.